All right, let's talk about the absolutely fascinating and, let's be honest, kind of puzzling story of Vuzix. This is a company that's literally building the future. We're talking augmented reality, AI-powered smart glasses, but here's the catch. They're facing the very real danger of running out of money, like right now. It is a classic tech paradox, and we are going to break it all down.
And that really brings us to the core question here, the one everyone from investors to tech fans is asking. Is it possible for a company creating the world of tomorrow to actually survive the brutal financial realities of today? Well, let's dig in.
Okay, so first, you have to understand the vision, because wow, it is compelling. Vuzix is a huge player in augmented reality, and they've placed themselves right in the middle of a market that is just set to explode.
And when I say explode, I really mean it. The smart glasses market is on track to hit almost $14.5 billion by 2033. This isn't some tiny little niche market. We're talking about the next frontier in computing, and Vuzix is standing right on the front lines.
So, what's the big deal about Vuzix anyway? Well, it's not just that they're in the right place at the right time. It's really about their genuinely groundbreaking technology and the smart partnerships they've been making. This is the heart of what we'd call the bull case for the company.
I mean, just look at their recent momentum. It's undeniable. They've landed production orders in the supercritical defense sector. They're partnering up with huge names like Collins Aerospace for military tech. A major retailer just placed a nearly $1 million order for their smart glasses. They're winning awards at CES and teaming up with industry heavyweights like Quanta and Hemax. You look at this on paper and you see a company that is just firing on all cylinders.
And get this, they've protected all this cool innovation with a massive wall of intellectual property. We're talking over 425 patents for their optical systems alone. They've essentially built a giant moat around their tech, making it really, really hard for anyone else to come in and just copy what they do. So far, the story sounds amazing, right? But this is where things take a very sharp turn.
And now, we have to talk about the financial chasm. This is the flip side of the Vuzix coin, where that brilliant, futuristic vision slams headfirst into a very harsh and very expensive reality.
So this is the question that probably keeps a lot of people up at night. If the tech is so good and the partners are so impressive, why on earth is the company's financial situation so bad? Let's just look at the numbers.
Okay, here's red flag number one. In the third quarter of 2025, their revenues didn't just slow down, they dropped 16% year over year. And what's even worse is that they missed what analysts were expecting by almost 50%. For a company that's supposed to be in a booming market, that is a really bad sign.
Now, this slide here shows you just how serious the problem is. A negative 106% gross profit margin. Let me just put that in simple terms for you. For every single dollar of product that Vuzix sells, it's actually spending more than $2 just to produce it. They are fundamentally losing a ton of money on every single sale. It's just not sustainable.
And that, of course, leads to a terrifying countdown. The company is burning through cash, about $5 million from its operations in just one quarter. With only $22.6 million left in the bank, their financial runway is projected to last only through the end of 2026. The clock is ticking, and it is ticking very, very loudly.
So, you see the problem here, right? We have these two completely opposite stories, world-changing tech on one side and a full-blown financial crisis on the other. And this has created a huge divide on Wall Street. It's a battle between the long-term dream and the short-term cold, hard data.
And here's the paradox in black and white. You have the analysts looking way into the future, and they are screaming strong buy. Some of them are even predicting the stock price could go up over 100%. They see the tech, they see the partnerships, but then you have the actual market data, the charts, the recent price drops, and, maybe most telling, the fact that company executives are selling their own stock. That's a worrying sign. All of that is flashing strong sell. So, who are you supposed to believe?
You know, one source put it in a way that I think is just perfect. It's like we're all watching a magic trick. You can see the incredible promise of the future happening right there in front of you. But the actual mechanism, the secret to how they turn that promise into real, sustainable profit, that part is a complete mystery.
So this brings us to the big choice, right? If you're an investor, how in the world do you navigate this storm of mixed signals? Well, it really all comes down to your timeline and, frankly, how much risk you can stomach. Let's break down the strategies.
Okay, so in the short term, the story is all about wild swings and negative signals. The safest play is probably just to stay away. For the midterm, everything, and I mean everything, is riding on their next earnings report. So the strategy is just to wait and see if they can show some proof of a turnaround. But long term, well, that's the big gamble. It's a high-risk bet that their amazing technology will eventually win out in this huge market. That's a strategy only for the most patient, risk-loving investors. Something has to give.
And that leads us to this pivotal moment, the earnings report on March 18, 2026. This is not just another quarterly update. This is the moment Vuzix absolutely has to prove they can turn all those exciting deals and partnerships into actual revenue growth. And even more importantly, they have to start fixing that disastrous profit margin. This is their moment of truth.
So, in the end, we're left with this one massive question. Is Vuzix a phoenix, getting ready to rise from its own financial ashes, powered by its incredible technology? Or is it all just a really captivating illusion, a magic trick that's about to disappear, taking a whole lot of investor money with it? Only time and that crucial earnings report will tell the tale.